Hey, what's up, y'all? Here's another episode of Bench. It is I, Alan Maldonado, and the great Coach Dave Miller. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. Glad to be back from Hawaii. Glad to be back in my garage. Well, maybe not my garage. Manhattan Beach Studios.
Shout out to Manhattan Beach Studios, man. Maui was good to you?
It was. Got to spend a lot of time, watch my son in the University of Texas play. But most importantly, Moms Miller was with us.
Come on.
And she got to see her grandson in action, and it's full circle.
Look at that. That's beautiful.
It was
That's
just
beautiful.
It was just beautiful weather.
Yeah.
Put my mom at 82 in a helicopter.
You out there in the pool getting some laps too.
Yep.
You're looking good.
I swam, and then she went around Maui, and I never thought she'd get in a helicopter.
Oh.
And it was good times.
Oh,
What'd you do while I was gone?
Man, I was waiting on you. I was waiting on you watching these Lakers do their thing. Do their thing, living the holidays, kicking it with the family, man. But yeah, let's dive right into it. Lakers, Mavericks. We got the victory. What do you see from this great start that we're having this season?
It was amazing, and one of the biggest things I thought about you watching that game, how we talk X's and O's, it was really the first time that I thought that group, of Lakers, really, they digested the game plan, because there was a method to their madness, offensively, defensively. So they mastered the scouting report, which is hard to do. You know, you have the LeBrons of the world, the Austin Reaves, the Lukas, but it's hard for a unit, a whole team, to have that total digestion. And that's only half the problem. So they got an A+ from me there. They knew what they were going to do. They knew the strengths and the weaknesses of the Mavs, and they did a good job of taking away the strengths. But then it was the execution. Right. And this team has lacked defensively. We talk about the offense all the time, but I thought the guys did a wonderful job. I mean, you can have a great scouting report, you can have a great script, but if the actor, they don't execute, all of a sudden, then it becomes a mediocre script. Well, there's no difference in coaching. They went in there they played with a purpose. They knew what to do. They made great game adjustments. Yeah. And I really thought that was their 18th game, because they're 14-4 right now as we sit here and do this. I just thought it was really a master class of everybody coming together. We talk about the connectivity. Yeah, I thought it was all there.
Yeah, and it was pretty close throughout the game until it kind of broke out. And at the end of it, it was a shootout. We're stepping out of our shooting woes. The shooting percentages were a lot better the last couple of games. Why do you think that?
I just think they're getting comfortable. I mean, they're an unselfish group, and when you look at numbers, they were 59-something, close to 60% from the field. But really what impressed me was they shot the three well, because you had mentioned that in our either the last episode or the second one before this, that they struggled from the three-point. And you and I know they're great. They lead the league in field goal percentage, which means they're getting layups, they're getting rim runs, they're getting dunks, and they get to their spots in the mid-range game. And I give a lot of credit of that to JJ, because that's what he did. He was just a lethal assassin, from mid to threes. So for them to shoot the three ball well, I thought they made the extra pass, right? So the ball's got to move. Tex Winter used to always say, that ball's got to have some ping. The second thing is the spacing has been much, much better of late, because they shot over, I think it was 51% from the three. Yeah. They made 18 threes, which, and they're in the basement of three-point shooting, as you and I talk about all the time. So, and then once one goes in, it becomes contagious. And I just thought they moved it well. They made the extra pass, and there was an awareness that they wanted to get their inside guys going. And we'll talk about Ayton. I mean, he only missed one shot, and I think he was 17-8. Again, did we get any sponsors while I was in Maui? I need a stat sheet. It's hard to remember all this. I watch all these other podcasts, and they got numbers, and they're looking in the camera, and they probably have stuff.
You got to keep it fresh.
Yeah,
keeping it fresh and keeping it organic. This is the conversation about basketball.
Exactly. So the bottom line is the damn ball went through the basket. Then if we're just I know this isn't a word, but I like to make up words. If we're just conversating, once that ball goes in, and I told you 2 regulation balls fit through the rim at the same time. That rim gets bigger and bigger. So I thought, Luka had 35. Reeves was the leading scorer in that game with 38. There was rhythm. It's like, I love Earth, Wind, and Fire.
That's right.
You get. Let's groove tonight.
Yeah, they definitely was in the groove, man. Let's talk about Cooper Flagg for a second. He played well. What's your thoughts about his overall game?
I thought he had a great weekend in LA. I was thinking about you and getting the dub in the club. Cooper did not go out. Okay, again, he can't really go out. He's only 18.
Exactly,
which fits into our. 18 years old.
Yeah,
18. So double versus the Lakers.
Yes.
On Friday night. I think maybe 12 points, but I know the 11 assists, which is unbelievable for an 18-year-old.
Yes.
And I'm sure if we looked up and we had Underdog. Is Underdog still available out there? I need you, Underdog. I got my top dog.
We need Underdog, Below Kitten, or whatever. Whoever can do the stats.
You know what? Let's take Boo Boo Kitty.
Yeah.
But anyway, 11 assists was unbelievable. And then against the Clippers, he drops 35.
Yeah.
And this is what's telling about that. He has 35 points, and he doesn't shoot a 3. Everything was mid-range. Everything was to the paint. I mean, this is amazing.
Can we bring the mid-range back?
Yeah.
Can we please?
Well, the Lakers are.
Yes.
The Lakers are for sure, but to drop 35, again, we'd have to look this up, but that's iconic.
Yes, it is.
That's iconic. I mean, I remember LeBron, and again, I'm fishing, but LeBron doing stuff like that when he was 18.
Yeah.
And I said in the last episode when we talked a little bit about the preview to that Mavs game, he's a unicorn. He goes only one speed. It's game speed.
Yeah.
He plays the right way. I would think LeBron looks at him and sees LeBron-esque thoughts of how to play the game.
Yeah.
He doesn't take bad shots. He wants to move the ball, and it's that Duke pedigree.
Yeah, he looks confident out there. When I see him play, he doesn't look like he's being forced or made uncomfortable. Like he plays with this just fluidness in his game and very sure about what he wants to do. And that's something that's uncommon with a lot of rookies who are just kind of filling it out and just kind of like deers in headlights out there on the court. He's not like that. I'm happy that he scored the 35 against the Clippers though, instead of the Lakers. But his game is, I'm so excited to see where he goes further in the season.
You go there. Yeah. I mean, his goal is Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
And when you look, my Rookie of the Year is right now early. I think his teammate, Con Knipple, that, again, he's with Charlotte, and I think he's putting up 19, man, just a hair below the 20 points. And then you have Coop, then you have the Coward kid, and you have Queen with the Pelicans. So those are my 4 right there that are just jockeying away. And I think Cooper really this weekend solidified me to be that, 1 or 2.
Yeah.
And it depends on shots,
right.
And I think Cooper's going to get not as many shots as Knipple. But, when you look at Cooper Flagg, he's going to go down as one of the all-time greats. I mean, it's easy to see that right now.
So what do you think having Anthony Davis back in how that's going to complement Cooper Flagg in regards to having someone that the defense can actually focus on outside of him?
It takes a lot of pressure off. I wish AD would then be in the post more because now and go to work. Just like I wished when he did that with the Lakers, and LeBron wished that.
Yeah. Remember
now, LeBron would come out. Everybody's like, "Oh, LeBron's trying to fit in," and he is seamlessly.
Yes,
LeBron, he wants to shoot the ball. There's not enough basketballs for the Lakers. A year ago, 2 years ago,
right.
and this year. But LeBron always wanted to get AD off. You have to understand, and you do, that in basketball, to get your perimeter guys, unless it's transition, pitch ahead, catch and shoot, in the half-court set, you have to play inside out. I get the game is positionless. I get the game, that you're not going into the well every time like you would with Shaquille O'Neal, or Elijah Wan, or some of the great centers that have played in this league. But you still have to get your inside game going to force the defense to make an adjustment. Yeah. If AD's in the post, and I think LeBron should be in the post, and I told Kobe Bryant in the years when it was coming to an end, he should be in the post. Because quick beats big, I don't care. Quick beat. Now, Shaq might be a difference just because he was so big and he was so wide and could move his could move his feet. But quick beats big in the post. And so AD has got to get the ball in the post and go to work. Yeah. So now what are you going to do? Let AD score every time? It's like it really is. I was in Maui and I'm watching Texas play, and my son recruited a big kid from Florida Atlantic, Matis, and I can't say his last name because I'll mess it up, but it's a big 7-footer. Right. And he's so big. Yeah. He's huge. Yeah. They weren't getting him the ball right away. And then all of a sudden they're getting him the ball and he's got position. He's got his man on his back. He's just scoring. He's getting fouled. He's scoring. Then he's catching it and he's looking middle and then he's kicking it out opposite to the shooter in the corner. Yeah. Same thing in the NBA. AD's got to go to work. If he can score 10 times in a row, are we going to bitch and complain? No, if we're his teammates. You're getting an assist, I'm getting an assist, he's getting a bucket. Yeah. So now the defense has to, do they double on the pass? Do they double from the backside? Do they double from the guard coming down? How are they doubling? And it becomes a chess match. That's what opens up. So, Cooper will get a ton more shots because of the attention that AD brings. Then on the defensive end, it takes a lot of pressure off Cooper, who is a really good team defender. Good individual defender. Right. But because, I go back to Duke, because Duke is built on the brotherhood of defense. Correct. Okay, behind those sweatshirts that say the brotherhood, it says brought to you by defense. That's right. Slap the floor, get down and guard. All the great teams do that. Oh, yeah. So now AD becomes that center fielder, that rim protector, not with the physicality, but with the agility and the basketball IQ. And before we move on and to continue with the Lakers, I just want to ask your opinion on the resurgence of the big man, being that we got, the Joker sort of leading the class, but just the idea of that inside and out game coming back, where a lot of these centers are playing point guard. Why do you think that resurgence is happening now? Just for efficiency, for needing scores, because all your bigs in the league, the elite ones, can all put it on the floor, can all initiate offense. I mean, look at Luka. If I was growing up back there, when the NBA was the NBA, when the bad boys and Boston, LA, and just the Knicks. You play the Knicks in the Garden, it was a fist fight. With Oakley and Patrick Ewing. I always remember of Jeff Van Gundy holding on to his leg like it was a turkey leg at Thanksgiving. It's just there's a physicality in this league where they were just post players. Now look at Luka. He brings the ball up the floor as good as anybody. And again, we talked about it. I didn't like that they put Cooper at this stage, the youthfulness at the point. Right. He can play point. Yes, he can. But, I say this. LeBron, like people say, who's the best player you've ever seen? Well, in person, without question, and it used to always make Kobe fans mad because they know I'm a huge Kobe guy. Right. Kobe and Michael could not guard a 5-man. They'd fight you, they'd claw you, they'd scratch you. Right. But you're going to, the big's going to win that fight. Copy that. Throughout the 18 rounds. That's right. Okay, LeBron can guard every position. Yes, you can. And I always say that LeBron is the most complete player on the floor that I've ever seen, because he can play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so, it's just, I just think you play inside out. You could put a 2 guard in the post. Yeah. Just run a UCLA cut. Boom, I pass it to the wing. I come off that screen at the elbow. You post me up. If you have, and most players don't, okay, most players don't. Like Jackson Hayes.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Jackson Hayes consistently give me 3 good post moves.
Yeah.
You got to have 3 moves, and then the great ones, not even the great ones, the good ones have counters.
Yeah.
So now, you got your baseline drop step, your show and go, you show the ball to the middle.
Shaq had the baby hook.
Yeah. Well, that's another one. That you could go into an episode on why don't these bigs go to the sky hook? Because it's unguardable.
It is.
And you have Kareem. You have Kareem in LA, especially if you're a Laker.
Yeah.
But there could be players, any of other 29 teams that hire Kareem. Kareem will work for money.
Yeah. I mean, it's fascinating to think that the hook shot is seen as uncool as the underhand free throw. Like, for some reason, basketball players have taken that shot and put it in that category when it shouldn't be, because it is the most efficient shot. It is unblockable if you do it correctly.
At 7 foot, at 6'10", 6'11".
It's unblockable. You got the arm. You catch that elbow. Kareem did it the best, and it's fascinating that how efficient he was with that shot. More big men don't incorporate it.
Remember when he was out in Magic? I think it was in Philly. He came across with that hook shot.
Oh yeah.
And that is one of the greatest moves.
It's iconic. Right across. I remember it's right across the in the middle past the free throw line. He hit that baby hook. So let's continue on with the Lakers, man. Austin Reaves, man, is he an all-star or not?
Hell to the yes. No question.
Talk about it.
I just, he's always been that dog. You know what I would talk about? I say you're either a pit bull or you're a poodle. And I don't know. I don't want to say this, but I'm going to say it. It's Sunday morning.
Okay.
And I've never had a cup of coffee. And it's early, man. I can't believe. I mean, it took me 4 minutes to get to the studio. And you're usually an hour drive. How long did it take you?
About 38.
Oh, then I don't feel bad.
Yeah, it was cutting down.
But and I don't want you to answer this because we're gonna talk about this more. I want you to digest this, the game plan.
Okay.
Is Austin Reaves the best undrafted player in a long, long time? Just percolate, settle in on that. We'll do some segments on that this week. Mm-hmm. I don't know. To me, yes. He just undrafted, comes in here, going to be a two-way player, and impresses everybody and gets moved up on the varsity team, right? He was coming in as a JV player.
Yeah, he was.
And gets moved up, and he's just got dog in him. He plays the right way like LeBron. We've talked about this when I said he's the type of dude that you'd want your daughter to marry. Yeah. You really would, because he deflects credit. It could be post-game interview on the court. He doesn't want to take his accolades. In the locker room when they don't play well. And this is another thing I thought about in Maui. I had some great thoughts in Maui. Before the pina coladas.
Okay.
The Lakers have played 18 games. They've only played 2 crappy games. Okay, they've lost 4, but they played 2 crappy games. And you're dubbing the club one we always talk about.
So they only played one game. We had one game.
And against Oklahoma City, which Oklahoma City had a lot to do with it.
And we didn't have LeBron that game either.
Right. So the point is, 18 games and played 2 bad games. Again, I'm singing my praises to JJ and his assistant coaches and the whole staff. But man, this Austin Reaves, he's shown us that he can score. We know that he can get to the paint. He's doing a phenomenal job of finishing at the rim. His midi is really good. He gets to that. But what I like about him, again, without stats, just with eyes, he's rebounding the ball at such a high clip. He's had a 3 or 4 game stretch. And again, the people that I hope hit the subscribe button. And, if we're wrong in a stat, then I'll go to YouTube and let us know, okay? Because, the great ones want to be coached.
That's right.
That's the one thing Kobe taught me, man. The great ones, everyone thought, well, these guys don't want to be coached. Kobe wanted to be coached.
That's right.
We want to be coached because it's not stats. There's no papers here. Like, I can't reach into my pocket and pull out my stat. He's rebounding the ball.
Yeah.
And I love guards that rebound down.
Yeah.
And he's got a knack for when a shot goes up, he reads the angle. And, he's grabbing 10 rebounds one game, 9 rebounds, 8 rebounds. I love him. He's an all-star.
Yeah, he is, man. The last game, his shooting efficiency was correct. I think it was like 80%. He was 12 for 15. Him getting to the rim at will, his passing ability, him being able to play, off Luka and then take control of the offense when he needs to, being able to pick those spots. He came on this team as Bronny. He came in as as this sort of seen player, and he proved himself by hard work. There's a lot of kids out there that as every coach teaches them hard work equals success. And I think Austin Reaves is a poster child of that. Betting on yourself by allowing yourself to go undrafted and put yourself in a position to play your way into contracts. I think
and this is a contract year.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And he's playing like it.
and you've got to give credit to his AAU coaches, elementary school coaches, middle school coaches, high school coaches, college coaches. But I think it gets lost sometimes in the translation. It's really about your family too. Like, you don't have a work ethic, and maybe I could be wrong. There's 1 in a million where the parents have no work ethic and they just sort of go with the flow, and the kid or the guy or the girl turns out great. But with everything I've done in college recruiting and trying to figure out ingredients and trying to figure out the pieces to the puzzle, he comes from a family, and I don't know them at all. I could recognize him from seeing him, at different games. But that's a family that has a great work ethic. I don't know what his mom and dad do, but I know whatever they do at game speed.
Come on.
I know whatever they do, that they dot their I's and cross their T's, because it just usually doesn't happen that it's a surprise. And he approaches it the right way. He leads the Lakers in fourth quarter scoring. I mean, they like to see. Yeah. It's by design that Luka gets off in the first quarter. Yep. They want to get him going. But that's with or without LeBron, he does. But when LeBron's in there with him, that's LeBron's game plan. LeBron can get you 40. Even on the second,
doubt that.
Yeah, even if he were to play, and I don't think, if I was on the staff, I'd suggest to JJ maybe a little load management tonight, because they have New Orleans. I don't know how many games New Orleans has won. It could be 4, it could be 5, it could be 6, but it's not more than 6.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and again, it can't be the trap game you and I always tease about. Okay, stop.
Always in the trap.
Yeah. But they're NBA players.
Correct.
They're NBA players, and there's cats on that team that'll come in, and this is their big game. They're in LA, and they want to light you up. And so, it's just amazing how the synergy on this team is, that Luka gets you going. LeBron will pick and choose. I think it's important to LeBron. You talk about getting your numbers. You want to get your 10 points.
Oh, yeah, you got to keep that streak going.
Yeah, you want to keep that going. But the magic has been that he's not pressing. The magic has been that there's not a lot of heat checks. There's not a lot of forcing. I can only remember one game for sure, and maybe bits and pieces here where they went ISO ball, which is the worst thing to do against good defensive teams. But as we say, good defensive teams, the Mavericks, even though AD just came back, because I think he was out with that calf strain since October 29th when we did the podcast, is that Dallas team is good defensively. Again, without the intel and paper in front of me, they're a top 2 or 3 defensive team in the NBA right now by numbers.
Correct.
And so for the Lakers to shoot 59%, 51, and then have the balance, because they shot a great field goal percentage. The best they shot from 3, and then they shot exceptionally well from the free throw line. And as I digress and go back, because I'm starting to visualize the game, the only thing I didn't like were the 14 turnovers, but because we're terrible in turnovers. We were bottom 1 or 2 in the league, the Lakers in turnovers. But I think in that game they only had 14, which is close to my Mendoza line. I always say 12 or less puts you in a position to win, whether it's NBA, whether it's college. Right. But yeah, I think Austin Reaves and the chemistry that he has, Alan, with Luka, is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Because now when you got the big three in there, you got Luka and Reeves in the pick and roll, and then you got LeBron on the backside for your numbers game. It's either 4-on-3, it's either 3-on-2, and LeBron draws so much attention on that.
Yes.
Boom, go to work before the double comes, look opposite corner, or put it on the floor to finish, put it on the floor to drop, put it on the floor to spray it out.
Now, there's a few clips of Rui right now. Of all the team, everybody on the team basically telling him to get in position or he's out of position during the offense. It's, we're not picking on Rui at all, but it's just a part of the game. And we've all played pickup ball. We've all been a part of teams where, you've been out of position. I guess, what's your take on these clips now of Rui being out of position and everybody on the team yelling at him?
If I could get a single shot, Rui, get the hell in position. Well, I mean, Rui is elegant when he speaks, Alan, right? I mean, extremely smart. Right. Just I got to look at the clips. I haven't seen the clips.
Everybody, the whole team, LeBron, everybody.
So we just had Thanksgiving. Everyone has a niece or nephew that the niece or the nephew doesn't get to the table. They're playing on the computer, and you got to be like, "Hey, Jimmy, get your ass to the table. We want to eat dinner. We want to say the prayer." Hold on. Everybody hold hands. We hold hands. Okay, where the hell's Jimmy? Jimmy! Come on over. I don't know. I can't answer that. Now when we take a break here at the end,
you gotta look at the clips.
I gotta pull this up.
So as a coach,
do you mean because he's not in position offensively?
Offensively, and they're like telling him he'll be overloading on one side, and LeBron will be like, "No, go to the other side." Or it's a clip that's going crazy of various plays of him being out of position. Rui is playing phenomenal. Let's make that very clear. But it's just fun to see the human side of these athletes as a professional. There's still a guy out there like, "Oh, snaps, let me find out where I need to be." And from your experience as a coach, like, is there any memories of players doing that where it was like, okay, at the moment you want to take their head off, but it's like, okay, this is just who this player may be, where although he may be out of position, he always finds himself to make the right play.
Well, he always is going to get to the corner.
Exactly.
Right? He's there for that reliable corner, and when his feet are set, he's sitting down in that ready position, right? He's locked and loaded. All good shooters, we always say, have 10 fingertips pointing to the top of the arena. Mm-hmm. So when you're there, you've got, if you're a righty and you've got your shooting hand right here, that ball, that guard that's giving me the pass are that big, it's their job to put that ball right like a magnet on my shooting hand. Yeah. And my guide hand is here, and you can see it forms a T. It can't touch. Some guys that shoot the ball, kids in general, have the hand in front. Well, here's the gas pedal, here's the brake. Yeah. So this is your shooter. So you're in that stance with your knees bent. Everything's above your waist. Like, bigs should be inside, and their hands should always be above their shoulders. When they're posting, if you're sealing off, you're giving a target hand. Shooters, 10 fingertips to the top of the arena. Mm-hmm. And it's my job to put that ball like a magnet, as I said, right here. So, when he's there, his feet are set, he's behind the three, and he's old reliable. Yeah. But I know this. Almost every coach I've ever played for, if you don't know the plays, you can't play. Right. Now, if you're in your, you're in your push game, now you just sort of talk it out. We've always say offensively, but more importantly, defensively, talk it out. Right. Because every coach, JJ, if we were on the team, they're going to tell us who we're starting out on. Yeah. But you know what? Like Mike Tyson said, everybody has a plan until you get punched in the mouth and punched in the nose, right? Then it's like boing. So, just because the ball's coming up the floor and the point guard, you're on my teammate, you're my point guard, and you get caught, now we got to mix and we got to match. I got to stop the ball. Yeah. So I told you the point of detonation, I'm picking up the ball, the closest man theory. Pick up the ball, stop the ball, and try and make them play sideline to sideline. Can't let them play north and south.
Right.
Can't let them get ahead of steam.
Right.
Okay? So I just worked with coaches that if the guys didn't know the plays, they didn't play. And I told you, we talked a couple podcasts ago at USC, Henry Bibby, we had 85 or 87 plays. I am going to bring that playbook in. I'm going to find it.
Wow.
And in each one of those, and they were all NBA quick hits. All NBA quick hits. And everything ended in a baseline staggered screen to get into high-low because we had Brian Scalabrine, we had Sam Clancy.
Right.
So in one play, you had 4 to 5, maybe sometimes 6 options to get to the high-low, which would be at the end of the clock.
Right.
Quick hit, quick hit, quick hit. If you didn't know the plays, you couldn't play.
Right.
So I would have morning sessions in the North Gym at USC where it was voluntary. Not for me, because I had to drive in from Manhattan Beach.
Right.
But if you didn't know the plays, you couldn't play. So when your parents are calling me because I recruited you,
right,
and why's not Allen playing?
Right.
And I used to be politically correct and say, I mean, he's just a freshman. He's a sophomore. We got a couple really good guys ahead of him. He's going to get his time. It's a long season. In college, it's not 82 games. It's if you're really good, it's 25 to 30 to make a tournament run.
Gotcha.
I'd say. Then I started getting pissed off, and I'm like, well, your kid don't know the damn plays. What? I'm like, he doesn't know the plays. So here was the optional study hall for basketball.
Right.
I would go in, and I'd be in the gym at 5:30. And if you wanted to show up because you didn't know the plays, all we needed were 5 guys.
Right.
Sometimes only 3 players would show up, but there were 2 or 3 managers.
Right.
And myself.
Right.
We would run the plays. We'd go through all 85 plays. So you have study hall for academics, for guys that don't know the play, and it's hard. It's hard to know all those plays. Big shout out to Brandon Granville, that was our point guard on that great team. He knew every play, and he knew where everybody of the 4 other teammates, where they were supposed to be, the timing of the cut, and that's what made that team so good. We were the Bad News Bears. We had everybody on that team that really nobody wanted except for Sam Clancy, who was highly recruited, the second best player in the state of Ohio. So everybody had a deficiency, but together we made that run and lost to Duke to go to the Final Four in 2001. But you got to know the plays.
Right.
So if Rui doesn't know the plays, that JJ has a good enough staff. And you know what's crazy? JJ's so competitive and, so paranoid. Of doing the right thing. JJ would meet you somewhere.
I'm sure.
In a gym to go over the plays. Because you got to know the plays.
Yeah. So Rui,
well, let me ask you a question.
Shout out to Study Hall. Get yourself a study.
Let me ask you a question, because I like that this is basketball, but this is intriguing. To me, what we just talked about is I'm sitting here talking things. People talk to me while I'm talking to you. It's crazy. It's like, hold on. Okay, I'll be right back.
The producer's in your ear.
There's nothing in my ear. That's in my head.
That's right. That's right.
That was great when I'm doing games or when I was in the studio. As I'm talking, people don't know. Producers are in your ear.
Yeah.
And they're talking. Now, I'm good at, I can talk to you and I can hear in this ear and I can compartmentalize.
Right.
But no, what was my point? Now, no one's talking.
The producers were talking to you in your head.
The producer.
Yeah, okay, there's the producer. Somewhere in here, there's the Wizard of Oz named Mark.
Yeah, those are the real thoughts in your head.
What the hell were we talking about?
We're talking about Rui and the idea of him forgetting the plays.
And you were going to ask him a question.
Yeah.
I was just messing with you and Mark. Of course I know I was asking you a question. I just pulled a Rui. And see,
see, Rui.
We all make mistakes. I don't want to get on Rui, man. Rui, I don't know Rui. I'm getting to know this new group of guys.
Coach, get in
Hey. Rui, Gabe Vincent, have Rui watch this. I'm sending this, clipping this, and sending it to Gabe, and Gabe will make sure. Rui, we all make mistakes. Now, here's the key. In life and in basketball, to err is human, Alan.
Yes, sir.
Just don't make the same mistake. But I was going to ask you a question because I do all the talking, and I'm setting you up, and you're like, I don't know what the hell Coach was going to talk about.
I'll wait for it.
Oh, my God. This is too big. Sunday morning?
Yeah,
Sunday morning. My question to you, Rui Jr., is you're in movies. You're in TV shows. I loved you in Blackish.
Yeah.
knowing the plays, to me, is just like you knowing your lines.
Correct.
Do you have actors that don't know their lines, that forget their lines? Listen, I know a couple people that do soap operas stuff that I've met. They've told me that in some soap operas, you get maybe 1 and 2 at the most takes, and that's it, depending on the key.
Yes.
We love basketball, but I love movie stars. How is it like, how does that correlate of knowing your lines, knowing the timing, and being in the right place, if you will, in comparison to how you were just dogging Rui? Because I love you, Rui.
Listen,
it was, hold on.
No, Rui, don't do that. Don't do that, Rui.
Go to the single shot, Alan. Hold on.
Don't do that.
Boom.
Don't do that.
Look at that.
Don't do that.
Look at that.
I'm a fan, Rui. Listen, listen. They shouldn't be yelling at you. You playing your game. But
man, you're like two-sided Sam, man.
I'm just saying. I just had a question about what was going viral. I'm in support. He's playing well right now.
Okay. Okay.
Now, to answer your question,
what question? I forgot. No, just kidding.
Listen, actors come to set all the time, unprepared. Unfortunately, but unlike basketball, which is live, acting is edited, so you can edit well. I've definitely sort of had my don't meet your heroes type situation where I've met actors that weren't as prepared as I thought they would be, or I've seen their work and be like, oh, I can't wait to get on set. And that's approach. Some people's approach are a little more lackadaisical than others. Like I've always treated myself like an athlete. So I would, on the last OG, for the full season, I never looked at a pair of sides. Like I always came prepared. I would never, that was kind of the rule. I never would look. And for me, like I wouldn't drop a take where What
does that mean, drop a take?
Mess up, period. Oh. Mess a line or call for a line or forget, like, yeah, I challenge people that have ever been on set with me to remember a time where I screamed out line.
So when you scream out line, does that mean somebody's there and they scream out the line?
There's a script supervisor offset that help you out.
They say the line and then you retape it?
Yes, and you'll retake it.
Wow.
Where for me that takes the organic moment out of whatever moment we're having. If in the middle of we're supposed to be in the middle of an argument, you scream out line, and then it takes the momentum in the energy of this organic chemistry of us having this real moment when you have to interrupt it right in the middle with like, oh, I forgot my line. So
you're telling me that Rui could never be in a show with you?
No, I'm saying Rui don't do that. Don't do that, Rui. Whenever you're ready, I got a role for you. Just remember your lines though, because I'm gonna scream at you just like
How about
JJ.
this? If I'm on the side, line,
yeah,
line. But wait a second. Do we have a producer in my garage? Can somebody yell line? Let's see if Mark's listening. Mark?
I don't know if see, there it is. And that's how it interrupts the whole scene. Imagine you being in the argument.
Hold on, you're right. Yeah. Mark, you just interrupted us. No more talking.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like imagine a vicious argument that you're having, and then all of a sudden in the middle of it, it just stops and somebody says line.
So give me. We're doing a movie right now. Me and you. So give me your line.
So this is the line. I just walked in on you in the bed with my girlfriend. Hey, what are you doing in here, coach?
Well, you know what? I'm just lost. I thought this was apartment 7C.
I can't do this with you, coach, man. I can't do line.
Okay, so someone yells line. I go, oh, man, Alan, I am so sorry.
Yeah, no.
I am so sorry. Sylvia, you weren't coming home. You're supposed to be on a business trip. And Sylvia lost one of her stud earrings. Uh-huh. And we were just trying to find the stud earring. What would you say?
Are you trying to find it in... I ain't going to say what I was going to say.
under the covers.
You found this. You found it all right. You found it all right. But
Is that when I wrap the sheets around me and I jump out the window because I'd rather die that way than when you get your hands on me.
And scene. Yes, that is.
Okay, wait a second. Cut.
Benched. But that's what I'm saying. And I can see how frustrated, like a coach or a player, when people are yelling at people out of position. It's the same frustration that you would get as an actor. You're in the middle of this dramatic scene and someone screams line. It is that intense. I will be honest and say that I've definitely lost my temper in regards to people being prepared or not being prepared.
I have to tell you this.
It's that serious.
I can't imagine you. Just because, again, I think this is our eighth episode together. I've known you for 8 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, I finally know you as long as we've been doing this now 2+ weeks.
Yeah.
One full day of work, right?
That's right.
8 hours without a lunch break.
That's right.
And I can't imagine you getting mad. I can't. You walk into this. You walk into my garage, and Manhattan Beach Studio. Sorry, Mark. You walk into my garage. And like you're the happiest,
I am, but
most joyous person.
Just as intense as that, just as much as I am happy, I can get angry.
Is it that intensity that
it's for me?
But that equates to being on the floor playing a game of basketball.
I'm an athlete first. I'm an athlete first. So anytime anyone has ever seen me on an acting set, I'm approaching it with that level of intensity. And some people match it. There's a lot of thespians out there that approach it the same way that thespians.
And what is a thespian?
A thespian is like an actor's actor, theater that's very just intense about the work. And there's very
I knew that. I was just giving you some love.
I know. It's for the audience. For the audience.
Not even for the audience. Not even for the audience. We need 10,000 subscribers. Okay, when we get that up for the audience, it was for you.
That's right.
So what I just did was LeBron-esque. What I just did was...
you gave me the assist.
Yeah, your assist, you're nailing it right now. You're knocking down 3 after 3 after 3. But I just wanted you to talk a little bit more to educate someone that might be watching because
I got you.
You make me look good. You're like Captain. Do you know who Captain Stubing is?
You got me on
Love boat.
Oh,
when we're shining in blue. So I always think whether it's on TV or on podcasts.
Yeah.
You're the crew. You're the captain of the ship.
Yeah.
You're directing this. You're steering it. We go off track a little bit because I like talking hoops, but I like talking Hollywood even more, as you know. So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
We'll change without changing seats. We'll change roles.
Yeah.
Give me somebody that you've worked with on TV or in the movies or doing comedy or being on tour with Wu-Tang Clan in Vegas. All the stuff that I know about you.
Yeah.
Who's been one of the most, or who is the most prepared actor you've ever worked with?
Easy. Denzel Washington. I had the opportunity of playing opposite him in The Equalizer. And before we got on set, I was signing my contract, and I could overhear him in the other room. And I could just hear his voice. At this particular time, I never met him yet. So I'm like, is that the TV? Because that's the only time I've ever heard. And I'm like, oh no, that's him in the other room. And he's in there talking to the director, and he's going through every page of the script. And not every page, but having a full discussion after every page with the director, to the point where I was lollygagging on writing my contract because I'm hoping he could step out and I could finally meet him.
Yeah.
That never happens because he is in there thoroughly going after I think he might have been on page 15 by the time I left, and I stayed for like an hour. And when he shows up on set, he is completely covered in the role in a way that it seems effortless how he's able to deliver these lines and be so prepared and find all these nuances and also be able to uplift other actors that he's in the scene with. So by far, Denzel Washington.
What's your favorite Denzel Washington movie?
Ooh, I think Malcolm X. I would go Malcolm X. Mm-hmm.
Why?
I felt that he was able to immerse himself in a role that encapsulated him as well as Malcolm X. Like a lot of Denzel's characters, you see a lot of Denzel in his characters, and I think Malcolm X was someone as close to who Denzel was that he was able to really embody. And the movie was incredible by Spike Lee, and I think that it doesn't get enough praise for that particular his transformation in that role.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to ask you who's the most unprepared.
Yeah, don't do that.
Nope. But that happens more than not, or not?
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people that will show up on set and learn their lines there. And sometimes whenever it's like a long day, and there's moments when that is okay, but then a lot of times it's just people get comfortable. People get, just like any other athlete that has been the star for so long, they just kind of, take their foot off the gas.
They don't get to their spots on the floor?
Yeah.
Rui, he's going back to it, Rui. He's going back to it, Rui.
I did not do that. But I just think people get a little comfortable, and, you get your bellies get a little fat, and then you just lose that drive. But when you first start off, when you're auditioning and no one knows your name, I'm pretty sure everybody at that particular stage of their career got their lines down. So,
because you're a rookie, John, when your time is called.
Exactly. You're on your Austin Reaves.
Yeah. So last Hollywood question, then we'll get back to hoops.
Yeah.
If you could star in a movie tomorrow, and it was going to be a big time, we already knew it was going to be a hit, and this is going to be crazy, but you know what? I'm known to be crazy. Mm-hmm. You were going to have a love scene. You were going to have this great kissing scene. You were going to have this romantic screen. If there was one actress right now alive, who would you pick to have this unbelievable picnic on a mountain and kiss?
I'm going to really blow your mind because now okay, Meryl Streep. Yeah, you wasn't ready for that. You wasn't ready for that.
Can you take my ball? No, I'm not giving you 5.
Yeah.
Meryl?
Yeah, Meryl's incredible.
Why?
Because her acting ability is the sexiest thing in the world. I'll take that. I look at the camera. look at the camera. She's the GOAT. So yeah, give me that. Give me that, coach. Standing on.
Well, you know what? I'm going to do my best to get Meryl in here, and we'll get rid of these mics and put her here. Do you have a favorite movie that she was in, or do you have something that, how did you come up with that?
Everything she does, man. Everything she's done. I'm in love with acting in the most, the thing that the least attractive thing a woman could ever do is act poorly. So Meryl Streep is at the top of that list of having the ability to act in every role that she's done. I can't pick out one just because I think she approaches it with that same athlete, that same GOAT mentality.
Mamba mentality,
yes,
maybe?
That every role, every take, that is why I don't drop a take, because as an actor, you are vulnerable to your editor, meaning that I could give the greatest performance of all time and they not even be focused on me. So no matter what take or what angle or wherever I'm at, I don't drop a take, because that gives me the best opportunity for the editor to pick out a great take of mine. And that is what you are susceptible to when it comes to the filming process, is that your editor is the one that's going to finally.
So your career could make you, your editor could make or break you early on.
Correct.
I never ever thought that. That's
correct. It's like shooting a jump shot, and then you got to wait for somebody else to see how they'll make it go in.
To see if it goes in. So you would have picked Meryl if you would have asked me who I would pick.
Who your love scene with?
I'm a little greedy. I would go with Charlie's Angels, all three of them.
All three of them.
Yeah, because I just loved all three Charlie's Angels. And then when Charlie called and was going to give us our assignment, I say, Charlie, we're busy. We're going to have a picnic, and I get to kiss all three.
That's right. Give me 5 minutes and we'll be out.
I'm going to tell you this. Meryl Streep was the last. I can't even say was the last person I thought that you would name.
I know.
Because that wasn't even in my wheelhouse.
I know.
That is, that's going to go viral.
I know. All right. So should we go to the bench segment, or should we go to the preview?
Well, we're at 48
Okay, so let's go to bench, and then we can do the Pelican preview.
Well, no, we got to do we should do a quick Pelican preview.
I say we save it for the next one.
Are they both going to run? Because the Pelican game is today.
Oh, okay, that is right.
So hold on, and while you do that, let me look something on the Pelican.
Okay, yeah, let's do the Pelican. You're right.
Okay,
You're
so hold
right.
on.
You're right.
So we'll release. So Pelicans today. We either miss the Pelican preview, or we have to release this thing right away.
Let's release it right away. That puts pressure on you, Mark. Okay, hold on. So LeBron's not going to. LeBron
he got
is
a foot.
questionable. Marcus is, and I'm going to say I wouldn't play him. Marcus Smart is doubtful.
Yeah.
Who steps up?
Copy that.
If LeBron and Vando, if LeBron and Marcus don't play, who
okay.
steps up? And then I'm just going to say Vando might get a chance.
Copy that.
And a Deuce Thero. I wrote those down. And we'll do that quickly, and then we'll go to benched.
Copy that.
And what do they need to do to beat New Orleans?
Pelicans.
Because you
Gotcha.
can even go coach. It's a trap game like you like to.
Gotcha.
Okay, so
All right, Coach.
3.
3, 2. All right, action.
So let's go into the Pelicans versus the Lakers. What's your predictions? I've heard that LeBron is questionable. Marcus Smart is possibly out for the game. What do you think? And who do you think will have to step up in their absence?
Well, you're right, and throw in Bronny because he's still assigned to the G League.
Copy.
He's still with the South Bay Lakers. So I alluded to it earlier in the podcast that because the Lakers are back-to-back, I would probably not play LeBron. Load management,
Right.
Whatever the reason is. Plus, he's just coming back. I mean, he doesn't even have a handful of games in right now.
Right.
So, and I don't think he needs to play in this game. Now, if he wanted to, because he's trying to get his groove back in, we always talk about the cardio, but let's just say he's questionable, okay? And then Marcus Smart with the back spasms, doubtful, and then Bronny. So it really gives a chance for Vando, who has really sort of disappeared. He's out of the rotation right now. So Vando gets a chance to come in on that wing spot. And, again, he does some good things. They don't play him in the playoffs just for obvious reasons.
Right.
The other guy that I think should get some run is Thero, Adu. We saw bits and pieces of him. We saw that crazy dunk, the little altercation where they wanted to give him the ball, afterwards, and he eventually got the ball. But I just love his size, his physicality, his agility. So I think, if you look at those three not available, okay, LB, Marcus Smart, Bronny, now those two get a chance to come in because LaRavia and Maxey are going to get their minutes.
Right.
But it gives Vando a chance to come in. And we talked about it for a little bit at the very start. You got to show up. And I know this is crazy to say, and the naysayers out there will be, this is ridiculous, but the reason Oklahoma City is Oklahoma City, the defending champs, they approach every game like it is a Game 7. And I know that sounds crazy. I hate when guys say this is a must-win. A must-win to me is when you're in the NCAA tournament and if you lose, you go home.
Right.
A must-win is at the end of the year where you got to win one more game, the last game, so that you're in the playoffs.
Right.
This isn't a must-win, but there's some games that it's not a must-win, but you probably should win.
I mean, they're at the bottom of the standings, I believe, in the Western Conference.
I don't even know if they're in the standings.
Yeah, they might be out.
Yeah, and they've got some decent players, but I never know when Zion's going to play. His availability, and I coached in New Orleans when they were the Hornets, so I don't follow them that much. I will as the season goes on, and if they're down in the bottom, I don't. So you have to show up. The Lakers, number one, it doesn't matter who they're playing, Allen, they have to get the turnover bug out. Again, the 14 turnovers versus Dallas was good.
Right.
I want it to be 12 and below. And it takes two to tango. It takes two people for a turnover, the passer and the receiver, and you always have to have that eye contact when you make a pass, and you always got to see the target hands. So the other thing I want is to continue to shoot the ball well. Share the ball. The spacing has been good. The 10 to 12-foot spacing is what produced those open shots and making the extra pass, right? And getting to all sides of the offense. So if the Lakers show up and I used this podcast before, and show out like Bruno Mars,
right.
and they hit first, they bring that physicality, then they should win this game by 14, 15 points.
I agree.
And it could be even more. But again, I'm going to give respect to New Orleans that they are NBA players. They're on that roster for a reason. But this is a game where you want to get your starters, the guys that start, they shouldn't play in the fourth quarter.
Correct.
We always say, get in there. You got 3 quarters, man, to get your average. And if it's a shitty team or you're playing really well, then up your average.
Right.
But you want to get your average. Once you have your average, then, that was the great thing about the Showtime Lakers. I can't remember if it was Byron or it was Michael Cooper that I asked one time at just a dinner. How was it, with getting guys like Michael Cooper didn't start. Yet he's in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
Michael Cooper didn't shoot, and he could shoot. I remember against Boston, man, when he hit those, he hit those threes and just was on fire. And he's like, well, what was great is the Lakers starters wanted to get their job done in the first 3 quarters, maybe a couple minutes into the fourth, so that they could get on the bench and do one of these.
Get that ice.
You can't see my feet. Yeah, the ice. They're relaxed out. They got, you got the Showtime Lakers. Everybody's got their arm around each other. And that was their way to pay back the guys that didn't start and didn't get the major minutes. So, the starters have to do their job, and then the other guys can play at the end of the game and get their run. And really, they're auditioning, whether it's to stay with the Lakers as whatever the contract situation is, or they're showing out for 29 other teams.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So they're going to show up. They'll win this game, and then just continue to get better. Individual defense is really huge. The team defense needs to get better because they're not a good defensive team. We've seen spurts of that. The offense has been spectacular. That's a top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, again, without stats and without monitors and without computers. My Shih Tzu can read that stuff off.
Right.
But I don't want to be also that inaccurate. But they're really good offensively. And I think you said they were efficient offensively in that last game. So keep it rolling. They have a chance. They're 14-4. They're second in the Western Conference, and they've won
6 in a row.
6 in a row. So this is their chance to win 7 in a row. And again, to be 14-4, big props to the coaches, big props to the players, props to everybody in the organization, because there's no way in hell I thought they were going to be 14-4. I can pick the games I pretty much know they're going to win, just based on personnel and matchups. But this has been nice, but this is nothing. You're not playing your best. They're not playing their, teams that are playing their best basketball now are the ones that go to Cancun. The minute game 82 is over. So you want to be playing and just keep going this way.
Yeah.
The trade deadline's coming. We're a 3-and-D, a wing defender away from what I think could be really, really good. Do you need another big? If DeAndre Ayton, we haven't even talked about DeAndre Ayton.
He was 8 for 9. He was 8 for 9.
We haven't even talked about what he's doing and helping, and just the transformation and the confidence that he has. He's playing with, it used to be like he's going to play with Luka and LeBron. Now he's playing with Austin Reaves.
Yes. 3
dynamic playmakers. And I think it's also noteworthy that Reaves is a better scorer than he is a playmaker, but what makes him special is he's a willing playmaker.
Yes.
Not that he can't, but I just think he's so comfortable, man, getting to his spots. He's got that wiggle in his game for a country bumpkin. He's a dog.
Yeah, he is.
He's a dog, and he's a baller.
Listen.
And I know you sit there and wish you were a little bit taller, but that's a song that I listened to last night. I was in the Hollywood Hills last night at an unbelievable dinner party with people in your field.
Yes, sir.
I mean, there were movie stars there. There were producers there. There were directors there. There were like mechanical engineers that are trying to do cars. And maybe this is because they were drinking martinis, but to have they like the Waymo car. Shout out to Waymo. We need a sponsor. I don't know where this shit comes from in my mind. But this dude he had me for an hour. He's going to make a car that had a helicopter propeller that you could fly this car and now it's not just the driverless cars, but you could take this car up in the air.
Okay.
I don't know how you change lanes and where you're going to land. I was drinking Sprite and virgin pina colada, so I had my mind. Maybe he had, like, after that 7th martini, and he kept putting olives with blue cheese in it. Is that a thing?
For somebody that's making flying cars, I guess I would assume that's a thing.
But I was in the hills last night, and I walked out on the balcony, and I'm looking up, and I'm seeing these houses, and I'm seeing patios, and I'm like, damn. This is how Alan Maldonado lives.
That's the life, baby. So let's go ahead and conclude this episode. You know how we do. It's time to bench somebody.
This is how we do. Is
Come
that
on.
Montel Jordan?
Yes, it is. This is how we do it.
And then there's another song. Yeah. This is how we do it, baby. What's that song?
That's Montel Jordan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's Montel.
Okay, I thought so.
Yeah.
I coached a player at Utah State, Maurice Spillers. He, at Venice Beach, they had a thing called King of the Court.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah. He won King of the Court.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he played, oh, man.
Shout out to Mouthpiece, who's the voice of Venice Beach, man. He does all of the MCing.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think Mo played for Joe Weekly, who is a legend in basketball in L.A. and was at L.A. Southwest Junior College and could have played at any Pac-10 school. And I came in, man, and I stole him.
Snatched him up.
I snatched him up and took him to Logan, Utah, and pieced him with Covington Cormier, who was a first-team junior college All-American, who passed away with another teammate, Novich Hunter, two of my favorite all-time players, and with Roddy Anderson Sr., whose son plays at Xavier now, little Roddy. Put them together, man, and we had a squad in Logan, Utah. But Mo Spillers won King of the Beach, and right back behind the court, they had his picture on a mural up on one of the buildings, you know, where they have the things, and I think he had a crown on his head.
I love it.
And I used to walk all the time at Venice Beach. Yeah. I'd go there in the mornings to walk. Yeah. Just to get out of Manhattan Beach and just to watch everything. Because you go to there, you're there painting and jogging and do your thing there. And I look up there and I'm like, damn. That's Mo Spillers. So
I love it.
I guess we're going to the bench segment.
Yeah. Who you benching, Coach?
Well, it's really simple, Alan. I got to go to the Sacramento Kings. And I wasn't there. I did see the clips. And at first it was reported that Zach LaVine used the B word. And I've heard that is not true. But the fact remains, the story goes, a season ticket holder may have yelled out, "You're not guarding anybody. Are you going to guard anybody?" And I don't know what language he was using. If he was using bad language, I can see where it ticked Zach off. Or if he talked about, hey, you're making $40 million a year, guard somebody. Wasn't there. Don't know. But I know this, Zach. You can't get into it if he didn't make it personal about a fan who is a season ticket holder trying to hold you accountable. And I heard that Zach said to him, Alan, said a particular word and say, go home, or blankety blank. You can't do that. I've got to bench Zach LaVine. And I think the season ticket holder got kicked out of the game. And it may have been at the end of the game. But listen, that's fair game. He buys his ticket. He buys it for the year, all 41 games. I don't think you can yell back at him to go home, to leave the arena, because truth be told, you're getting paid to be in the arena. You're getting paid, and I'm not going to decipher whether you play defense or not because I didn't watch the game. But if it was simple as you got to defend, you got to do better, you can't tell a fan to go home because you're getting paid to be there. The fan paid to be there.
Correct, Coach.
So I've got to bench Zach LaVine. You're benched. And even that referee that I didn't like the other night, I'm going to give you a T, Zach.
All right.
Who are you benching in this segment?
Although you may hate that I'm benching these individuals, Coach, but I am benching everyone making those videos about Rui being out of position. I'm benching y'all because look, cut the brother a break. He black and Japanese. He might be thinking in Japanese. He might be in position overseas, and y'all just not getting it right. Leave Rui alone. He is doing this thing. He's playing great this season. Everybody out there making clips, making fun of the coach and LeBron and everybody yelling at him. I'm benching y'all because he's playing
playing well. So Rui, keep doing your thing, and if you out of position, it's all right. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not benching you. I'm benching them.
And as I usually do at the end of Alan's segment, Alan, you are benched. Rui, get in position. Rui, know the plays. And all the players, they're not just yelling Rui to get. I can't wait till we break here in 10 seconds so I can watch the clip. Rui, get in position. Alan Maldonado, you're benched until we do our next segment.
All right, y'all. Peace, y'all. That's the end of this episode since I'm benched.